Hello, and yes, that is it. It's all over again for another while, all over for 2016. I hope you had a great Fringe. I am here with Director of Marketing from Draft to Digital, one of our valued sponsors and a very good friend of Ally. Hello, Kevin Tumlinson, Draft to Digital.
Hello. It's very good to be here. That was quite an event.
Thanks so much. Yeah, it certainly was. And I'm really delighted that you've come along to kind of talk to us a little bit about what you felt were the highlights. And because, it's an online conference. And the wonderful
Right.
thing about an online conference is when it's over, it isn't really over. And these events will live on the Indie Author Fringe website for quite some time to come. And people, obviously, we've been running 24 sessions over the last 24 hours. So there's absolutely
Right.
no way all our authors saw all of them all in a row, even our most devoted. So um, talk to us a little bit about what you saw, what you liked, what were the highlights, as it were, for you?
You know, it's very difficult to narrow down sort of highlights because every one of these is so amazing. And there are some people in here that, as an author, as an independent author myself, but also as part of Draft to Digital, we know these people very well. We see their careers and they're all great and creative and amazing people. So it was very hard to narrow down highlights, but I did pick a few and we'll go through them.
Good for you. Not easy.
I, at the request of, so, I mean, first off, anything that Orna Ross did, you had to just love. I'm just going to put that out there.
Thank you.
We also, one of the first things that I was really excited about was the business of being an author, Jane Friedman's talk, because that's a concept that it's difficult for a lot of authors to think of their work as a business, because we think of it as creativity, we think of it as a creative effort, and so this concept of it's one that benefits new and seasoned authors because we often forget to think of this as a business. And the reason many of us get stressed and end up overcommitted or overworked is because we do nearly everything ad hoc. So taking a look at how to manage time and money and creativity and commerce is it's just a useful exercise that can help us streamline an author business and reduce some of the stress in our careers. So I think that was probably the first most exciting one that I saw.
Yeah, Jane is always fantastic,
Jane
and
is fun, yeah.
it's always, it's such an important theme, this running an indie author business, which is why we devoted the conference to it at this time of the year.
Yeah.
Earlier in the year, we do kind of selling the book, marketing the book, and before that, for around London Book Fair, we
Right.
do making the book, but this part of it, I suppose, is where we see a lot of I think, huge number of self-publishers now. We've seen a great rise in professionalism
Right.
around making books. They're looking great, fabulous design, great editorial. That really has moved on so much in the last few years, and getting much better at reaching their readers through people like yourselves, and also
Right.
knowing how to market better. And the services are really helping us to do that. But still, now this challenge of kind of thinking about how it all comes together and becomes a profitable, that last kind of link in the chain, I think a lot of writers are finding challenging. So I hope that what we did today is actually going to help with that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what else?
And who better than Jane Friedman to lead that?
Absolutely.
She understands that this is a business and she's got, her strategies are down pat. So yeah, that was definitely a highlight. Another one that I was really excited about, not the least for the least reason, I'm sorry, I have a small
That's
dog.
lovely. What's her
And she's
name?
very excited. Her name is Minnie. She's a Chihuahua. She's very tiny and very excitable right now. So
Well,
I
she's
might
been
have to
really
just.
off the Fringe, you know. Of course she's excited.
She's coming off the high of Author Fringe. If she gets too noisy, I'll try to shush her out. But
No worries.
I was looking at when is the right time for an author to go full time, and that was C.J. Lyons and Joanna Penn. And I honestly cannot think of many writers who would be more qualified to answer this question than the two of them. And they both took very analytical and logical approaches to making their full-time decision. They're both very organized about their businesses, and they organized around the idea of contingencies. So, that's what you have to do. You leaping from doing this on the side to doing it full time. Sometimes we don't think about little things like, health insurance in the U.S. They didn't, Joanna Penn doesn't think about that as much as U.S. authors will, but she has other things she had to worry about. So many authors, they've experienced this, and they struggle with this idea. And I think they've found something pretty amazing and some amazing advice in this session. So that was another favorite.
Fantastic. Absolutely.
That's a tricky decision to make, by the way. The idea of going from, this is my sort of paid hobby to this is now not only my career, but the thing that puts food on my table. And so any advice from people who've actually accomplished this is invaluable.
Absolutely. It's a scary moment, but
it is scary. It's worth pulling that trigger, though.
Absolutely. We're seeing people taking that leap and just loving it.
Right. I don't know how rapid fire you want to do this. You slow me down if I'm moving too fast.
You're doing great. Yeah, keep going. Keep telling us what you love. I'm so tired now. I don't know what I've seen.
I hear you, and it's been exhausting. All right, so the next one that caught my eye that I was intrigued by was productivity for authors, and the subtitle was "How to Write and Publish Often and Well," and that's from Mark McInnes. And this is a personal passion of mine. I'm going to plug myself a tiny bit, but I wrote 30-Day Author, and that book is about this idea, is this productivity and writing continuously. So this is, honestly, that's the best marketing tool any writer can have, is to write and publish more books. And so tips and strategies for achieving that and getting into that rhythm, they're invaluable. So all authors really need an established, they need this established routine that helps them produce more and produce it quicker. So struggling I'm going to trip all over it, but struggling with the management of your productivity is kind of top of mind for most authors, I think. So very invaluable advice in this one.
Absolutely. Mark is a treasure trove of great creative advice, really. And he has this book series, one so far, motivation, resilience, and now productivity. Yeah. So he's kind of tackling all the key topics at the creative level for indies. And his session was sponsored actually by Dragon, the speech to text people. And I think that is the number one for me. That was the number one productivity tool. I simply couldn't do what I do without that particular tool. I think it's great, which is why we were really thrilled that they're a silver sponsor of the conference.
Yeah, and it was an interesting idea that I don't personally feel comfortable with just yet. I'm too hands on the keyboard right now. But it's something I think I'm going to experiment with, especially after this session, because I think that there is something there, at least to supplement and help with productivity. So I was excited about that.
Great. What else?
I've got two more I'm going to talk about. So this next one was also very cool. Should indie authors go KDP exclusive or go wide? Which was Susan K. Quinn and I don't know how to pronounce her name actually. Is it Pippa DaCosta? Okay. And I apologize, Pippa, for probably blowing that. But now, of course, I'm.
We know what you're going to say.
I'm a little bit biased on this topic because Draft to Digital. This is what we do. We help you go wide and. See, she's very upset about exclusivity. But so still, the idea of tips and strategies for this is very intriguing. And I'm an author myself, so this is a topic that I've had to come to grips with in my own career. And I know it's actually difficult to decide, but there are also, I want to just point out, there are very valid reasons for being exclusive. So it's this sort of thing that you need to consider not just, buy into a party line. Draft to Digital will gladly tell you should go wide. I will tell you that all day long. I still think it's the best possible strategy for a long-term career, but there are legitimate reasons for staying exclusive, especially with like one or two books. So, that's the kind of topic these two were exploring. And I think that they gave some they gave some great insight into the entire discussion, and didn't necessarily rehash all the old stuff. So I think it's a good session.
Absolutely. And the way in which actually they both completely got the other person's point of view on it, and, agreed so much while having chosen different pathways for themselves. I thought
Right.
that was really interesting, So it is, as you say, a very personal decision. And at Ally, we very much have, we do encourage authors to go wide as an overall strategy for their long-term career.
Right.
But as you
Right.
say, if you've only got one book,
Right.
probably not a lot of point in going wide just yet,
Right.
perhaps. So it's so much depends on the genre as well, and so
Yeah.
many other things. But all of that was teased out really, really well in the
I
session.
thought so. And people are often surprised by the way that Draft to Digital would encourage you to be exclusive in any circumstance. But the truth of it is, what we want is author success. And if you're career minded, there's nothing wrong with thinking strategically about that sort of thing and using exclusivity strategically. So I do like that there were different takes on it and different approaches to it. It was great.
And I do like that you can say that, and it's one of the reasons we love Draft to Digital is
We
that
are
you
confident in our
you know,
in our business mission. We are confident. So
yeah, they'll get around to you eventually.
yeah, well, we figure you'll be with us. Yeah, one day. I mean, once you kind of get past there are ceilings to the success. I personally believe. I have personally experienced that there are ceilings to your success in an exclusive program. You're going to want to branch out. I think we're going to be right there waiting for you to help you do it. So no problem, no conflict, no competition. We're good. And sorry, I'm going to hit my cough button. Sorry for the little audio gap there.
Not at
But
all.
you're welcome for me not coughing in your ear.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was such a thing as a cough button. I'm going to have to investigate that.
We professional podcasters, we've got that at the ready.
Okay.
So this last one, I will admit I'm a little bit more biased on this, but the conference was how to hire only the self-publishing services you need and at the right price. And that's Ricardo. I almost called him Richard. I'm sorry, Ricardo. And I think it's Fayette. And I'm sorry, that's Ricardo. Right. And I hung out with him at NINC. You'd think I would have gotten the hang of his name by now. But I'm American. What can I say? We butcher names. It's just what we do. The guys at Reedsy are brilliant at this. They know this inside and out. They know how to find the people that you need, and they know how to help you find the services you need. So this was a very informed topic. Ricardo is a genius. He's one of my favorite people. And you can, it's almost a no-brainer to go with these guys. But this is actually one of the biggest challenges for an indie author, is just finding services and resources that help them build and promote their business without adding a lot of unnecessary overhead, which is extremely easy to do. You can, once just go on Google and type self-publishing services, and you will find a bevy of services that may or may not be very useful to you, but ultimately will cost you quite a bit of money over time if you're just throwing money at it, willy-nilly, we'll say. So I thought this was a great topic to have on course, because even though being an author tends to feel like a solo effort, it is ultimately a team effort, and the team we build is crucial, and how we build it is crucial. So this was all about, essentially how to hire professionals to help you, build your business and expand your business, and it was brilliantly done. So
Yeah.
That's my 5.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And it is really difficult to pick 5 out because we had 24 sessions. And
Yes. Yeah.
I think that for most authors, they're going to find something of value in most of those sessions.
Yeah.
And as I said, they'll be there for some time for people to take a look. So in a moment, you're going to announce the winner of our
Yes.
Best Website for Authors competition. But first, can
Yes.
I announce the wonderful sponsors who allow us to bring the Indie Author Fringe free of charge to authors all over the world. Our gold sponsor for all 3 conferences this year was Ingram Spark, and thank you so much to them. They have on offer free setup at Ingram for the month of November using the Indie Author Fringe code Indie Fringe 2016. So all attendees of Indie Fringe are welcome to that. It's a really good time to set up a hardback if you don't have a hardback edition, or extra editions of your book, or to try a new cover or whatever. Free setup all through the rest of November. Our silver sponsor already mentioned the wonderful Nuance, who run the Dragon speech-to-text software. And our competition sponsor you're going to be talking about in a moment is Kobo Writing Life, and they have provided us with a Kobo Aura device and coupons for the business books by lots of the speakers that you have heard from over the past 24 hours. So that's a really nice prize. Yeah.
I'd like to add that all of these sponsors, by the way, are good friends of Draft to Digital, and we encourage people to use all of these services all the time. So, and we have particularly a good relationship with Kobo. So happy to see their names there.
Kobo's great, and in so many different countries, and doing such a great job at so many levels. As indeed our session sponsor, Indie Authors World, which is a publishing service offering lots of different, based in Scotland, offering lots of different services and taking a very unique and interesting angle on the whole service provision for authors. Independent Inc. in Australia, thank you to them, and to Pronoun, and Reedsy, whom you've already mentioned, and S&H Publishing. Thank you so much to all of them. Please visit the sponsor pages. They're all doing fantastic giveaways and also offers for Fringe. So it's well worth your while checking in with them. And of course, thank you to Draft to Digital, who's sponsoring this session, and always so generous and always so supportive of authors and ally members, and one of our partner members indeed. So over to you then to announce our competition winner and to take us out of Indie Author Fringe 2016.
All right. Well, I am very thrilled. I feel like there should be a drum roll. We should. And funny enough, there is a drum set a few feet away from me. Maybe I should roll on over there. But
put the dog on it.
Put the dog on. Get her tail wagging. We'll have it. I'm very excited to announce the winner of the Best Website for Authors competition. Even though it's not Draft Digital, fine, whatever. But this year's winner is StoryGrid, which is a fantastic resource for authors, and I'm very excited to see them win that. And we also have the nominator also wins a prize in this as well, right?
Yep.
I just want to make sure before I roll into it, I want to make sure we're good. We can announce the nominator. Okay, so
we are good. Yes, the website.
Go ahead.
The website wins, and also the nominator wins speech to text software as well. Yeah, sorry.
And that no problem at all. That nominator wins a prize, and that is Simon Townley. So congratulations to both StoryGrid and Simon Townley for Best Website for Authors. That's quite a coup. So congratulations to both of you. And you're winning a Kobo Aura device along with coupons for great business books from many of the fine Fringe speakers, and a free copy of Dragon Naturally Speaking speech to text software, a great productivity boon for any author. So congratulations, everybody. That's very cool. I'm going to have to try that software myself, actually.
You really are. You really are. Honestly, this time next year, you'll be thanking us.
Just go out there, dictate a book, and run it right on over to Draft to Digital. That's all. That's all you
That's
got.
it. That's what you do. Kevin, thank you so much for coming along to close the
Thank
Fringe
you.
for us and to talk to us about your highlights and to announce our competition winner. And thank you to all of you out there for attending Fringe. It's been great to have you along. Do get stuck in there. You know, there's lots and lots of information, so much to take in. Take your time with it. We'll be also drip feeding out one session at a time over the next number of weeks. And we hope that we have helped you to think about your indie author business in a new way and to find tools and techniques and tips that will help you, because you can actually these days build an indie author business and make a living from your writing. It's a new world we live in, and we're here to help. So let us know how you go. Drop by the hot seat to leave a comment, and we will see you again at London Book Fair in 2017. That will be our first Fringe in 2017. But for now, for 2016, thank you for being here, and bye-bye. Bye, Kevin.
Bye-bye.